And today we get to learn about dreams, like life dreams. Victoria Rader is with us, founder of You2 Shine. Welcome.
Thank you, Ron. I've taken a bunch of notes.
Uh-oh, is that good or bad?
And we're going to find out. It depends.
It depends. There we go. Okay. I like that one. That's fitting. So how do you create life of their dreams for people? How have you found some, just give us a hint as to how you do what you do.
Well, talking of dreams, we're all living either a dream or a nightmare, right? Daily and nightly for some of us.
Sometimes both.
Sometimes both, right? And to a point at which you said, don't people see it? Do they not believe what they see? And I have an answer for you. They don't. People are not able to believe what they see. People only see what they believe. And it's true not just of all people, it's true of us. We only
that's
see
pretty interesting that they only see what they believe.
Yeah,
I guess
very
that's
much so.
Something I guess we could really tell that for sure now as we're in this election season. People, well, maybe it's what the media tells them over and over again is what they start to believe. Could that be?
In terms of what I'm working with, it's a reticular activating system. There's a little nerve ending in the bottom of your head that actually mutes everything at this time that you're not focusing on. And until you point attention to it, bring attention to it, it just doesn't exist to you. So we are wired with certain paradigms internally. Those are the ones that are creating a life of a nightmare, a dream, and everything in between. Those are the same ones that are saying, all right, Ron, do not think of a red car. Do not think of a red car. Do not think of a red car. Ron, what are you thinking about? Why am I thinking about the red car?
And I've done some studying a little bit and we've talked a little bit on the program about this reticular activator. A lot of people don't understand how strong that is. Can you explain what that is first off?
Yes, absolutely. It is the filtration system. Our conscious mind is much, much, much slower than our subconscious mind. What does it mean? At this point, our ability to perceive all reality without processing it consciously is at 2 million bits per second. What does it mean? My skin feels the temperature. I didn't think about it until I've mentioned it. My heart is pumping my blood. My lungs are breathing. There are flies just because I, noticed one. So our subconscious absorbs information at a very fast speed. Now, our conscious mind, the one that processes and assigns meaning, is much, much slower. It is actually processing only 400 bits per same second. So there's a discrepancy between capacity of 2 million bits and capacity of 400. So which 400 out of 2 million do we process is determined by this incredible apparatus that's called reticular activating system. And so it will process only that which we are naturally wired to be seeking. The run into the ground example, but a great one, is that when you have twins and you didn't see anybody having twins before, and now you're holding your two twins and all of a sudden they're popping up everywhere. Everybody all of a sudden is having twins. Or you're reading a book and all of a sudden everybody is talking about the same thing. And that is because all of that was happening already in the 2 million bits reality. But you're now with reticular activating system filtering everything to only the one that you're consciously aware and consciously are thinking about.
That's pretty interesting because it's just basically bringing things up to the forefront. It sounds like it's we were already thinking about it. It's just that it was in the very back of the database, and now it's brought to the top.
Absolutely, and it's done through the form of questioning. What media has, I believe, done most damage in simplifying and dumbifying the questions, because our brain cannot resist answering a question. I'm going to ask you, what number are you thinking about?
11.
Okay, were you thinking about the number before I asked you?
No.
Of course not. Of course not. So I've just presupposed and immediately triggered a response. So if I'm going to ask a person, why does your life suck? Why is your husband so stupid? What is wrong with you? They cannot resist answering a question. It's really a control of the mind game. But if I'm going to ask a person, how are you going to overcome it? What's the best way you're going to handle it? How much better can it get? They cannot not answer the question. And so the power of direction of the mind lies in a question that is being asked.
That's fascinating. So if we really wanted to do better, it's not a matter of us making statements. It's a matter of us asking questions, it sounds like.
Absolutely. You know, in the Bible, it says, ask and ye shall receive. And the New Age takes it and says, ask for stuff and it'll come to you. I'm all in favor of affirmation, manifestation. I teach it the right way. But it's dumbifying the most profound statement. Ask and you shall receive, meaning whatever you ask, whatever question you formulate, the reality as you created will bring to you. Ask and you shall receive.
Okay, so I'm going to throw it out there then, Victoria. I think the Powerball is at what, 400 million right now. What are the numbers? I want to, maybe if I ask it, will I receive the numbers?
Oh, there you go. Ask specifically, my friend. The question, you walk into the room, there are crayons all over the room, right? There is 1 million crayons on the floor, and you say, I want a crayon. And so that's how the specificity of the question works. Actually, Einstein said, if you give me an hour to solve any problem, I will spend the first 55 minutes on coming up with the right question. For if I know the question to ask, I will solve any problem in 5 minutes. So come up with a better question, my friend.
Okay. I'll work on that. We are continuing our conversation this morning, and we are fortunate to have, or thrilled to have, truly remarkable guest joining us, Victoria Rader. Victoria is a globally recognized possibility coach and the visionary founder of U2 Shine. She's been featured in Forbes and has made appearances on major networks like CNN, Fox, ABC, NBC, and more. Victoria is a true pioneer in the field of quantum personal development, helping people break free from limitations and take quantum leaps toward their best lives. Ooh, she's smart. PhD in metaphysical studies, and through innovative tools like quantum freedom and apps like Empower Me, she's transforming lives across the globe. Also a best-selling author, award-winning speaker, and his work has even reached the moon. Whoa. You got a lot going on there, Victoria.
Just a little bit.
Some of your degrees there, I can't even spell them, no less what the heck they mean. And you've been on we should be really honored because we just got a little show here in California, just, a little state.
Hey, we all heal our lack of significance in different ways, don't we? To the point here. Some of us just need to run and get a lot of pieces of paper until we find that we don't need them. So, we all have our own path of journey back home to who we are. So there you have it. Mine is spilled out.
That's funny that you say that, because I've got some friends of mine that have made those comments. Ron, you've got a veteran mortgage advisor certificate. You're a certified liability advisor, certified divorce lending associate, certified mortgage advisor. Which one do you like? And I said, I don't know, whichever one somebody needs. That's what I draw upon. Yeah. So tell me a little bit, what is quantum personal development?
It's combining the concept of personal development that we all have come accustomed to understand, and some of us love and pursue, which is getting better in the best possible way, which usually means mind over matter. Change your mindset, and your habits will follow and the results will follow, and it's developing that way. And then you have a quantum understanding. It's a big word now because we are tapping into quantum physics. And we understand that every single situation doesn't have just black or white outcome, unless it's an American election. It has infinite possibilities, which, by the way, it also does, right? Anything can happen. Like anything really can happen. Even when it appears that there is only two outcomes, if you pause and you say, oh my gosh, there's so many things that could go whichever way, anything really could happen. By me saying anything could happen, your brain goes, oh yeah, something could happen to one of them or to both of them. Something could happen to the planet. Meteor could hit us the day before election. Like all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait a minute. And the more you ponder on that, the more you understand that in quantum reality, There are infinite possibilities. Not just one or two all of a sudden, not linear, not binary, but infinite possibilities. And that's when the game begins of quantum personal development. When you pause and you look at any situation and you understand there is infinite possibility, then you're going to say, what is my current probability? And how do I shift it to a higher possibility? And so that's the journey of quantum personal development, of not just setting a goal that you knew was a goal and grinding it and then standing at the top of that with my PhD or you on 9,900 certificates and shaking it and saying, I got it. And then the voice inside goes, what for? And you're like, shut up, I got it. And the voice is like, what for? Right? And so all of a sudden, before you do anything, you say, wait a minute, all of it is possible. Step one. All of it is possible for me. Huge difference of program. Step two. Number three, what is the best possibility for me? Step four, how do I make it probable? Wow, that's the outline for genuine quantum expansion.
Wow, that's a lot of stuff going on there. So how does somebody start this journey when you start looking and saying, okay, there's a million possibilities, and then I need to go through the 4 steps you just outlined?
Yeah.
I mean, how do I break that down into something that's bite size?
Absolutely. The first bite size is to see and to admit and to assess where you are, right? You can't get anywhere unless you know where you are. If you're in, if you're in Kiev, I'm Ukrainian. If you're in Kiev and you need to go to Rio, your ticket will be very different than going from Munich to Rio. Okay, so you've got to know where you are. And what it means is that you got to know where you are in the prison of your mind. So many of us are inside the cell and we're so comfortable because we're getting food and water there. We don't even know we're not free. And so I say, how do you do? Your first step is, which wall are you pushing up against? Is it a wall of your relationship where you're feeling you're conforming? Is it a wall of your job? Find where you are conforming and pushing, because that is where you are imprisoned. And then we help you find the subconscious program that keeps you there. As a matter of fact, we've identified over 2 decades of practice that there are 50 self-sabotaging common programs that people carry. And so by finding one of them and then by implementing a technique to break free from it, all of a sudden the possibilities you didn't know exist open up for you.
How do you know which is the right one of the 50?
My recommendation is you've got to look at the list and see which makes you the most mad. Because you're carrying a charge. You go to mygiftoffer.com and there's a Quantum Leap ebook, free, completely free, and there are 50 of most commonly I don't want to say the word used, but the most commonly misused subconscious paradigms that are keeping us prisoners. I'll give you one. Let me think of what would be great for this show. They're out of the 50. How about this? We talked about the dream. How about the one of the 50 is that it's actually number 20, I believe, is that my dreams never come true. My dreams never come true. A lot of people stop dreaming because they have a record of, well, I had a dream as a kid to do something and it never happened. And people talking of the lottery, people say, I never win. Or whatever the limitation is, it comes from that my dreams never come true. And so why would a person have that? How was that first formed? So we find where that limitation was first formed, and then you actually go through a very powerful freeing technique. It's called Free Me EFT, that releases that program. And what I mean by program, thoughts are electric. Every time you think something, there's an electrical signal. And every time there's an electrical signal, there's got to be a magnetic field around it. That's emotions. Thoughts are electric. Feelings are magnetic. We are electromagnetic, reprogrammable, beautiful, messed up human beings.
So, if I think about the thought that my dreams never come true, the question that comes up is, isn't that good? And when we come back, I want to dig into that with you. In fact, Josh, we may even skip our borrow smart today. Josh is laughing at me because we generally, when I get into these conversations, I talk too much. But I want to find out. My dreams never come true, but is that good? I want to ask you a little bit about that when we come back. Continuing our conversation, we are speaking with Victoria Rader. I guess I should have been calling you doctor all this time, but
Vika is
I
good.
didn't. Pardon?
Just Vika is good.
Vika, okay. So, Vika, before the break, we were talking, you mentioned the idea of number 20 in this list of 50 is my dreams never come true.
As a
And
limitation.
as a limitation. But I'm going to question, isn't that good though sometimes? Because I want to dream. I tell my grandson, one's not old enough to understand, one's 3. And I'm always saying, something, dream whatever you want to dream, become whatever you want to become, strive to be the greatest. And, if it doesn't come true, that's not necessarily bad as long as you're giving it every effort you have. Am I off on that?
No, not at all. All right. But you're still actually empowering them to believe that there is a capacity. What do I mean by that? The limitation is my dreams never come true. If you really believe it, you're not going to dream. Why would you dream if your dreams never come true? You shift to a new paradigm. I am a powerful creator. My dreams manifest into reality. And that actually frees you to dream more and to dream bigger. We started with Back to the Future. I don't believe in coincidences. I actually think it's the law of synchronicity. Things are so powerfully aligned at all time. Eleanor Roosevelt said in the manual, in the little quantum ebook that I'm telling you about, number 20, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And so as you dream, as you believe in the beauty of your dream, what happens? Something very beautiful. And I've talked and interviewed and worked with thousands of clients. This is what happens for all of us. I know it has happened for me, and I know if you pause, you'll know it happened for you. You dream your dreams not to nail exactly what you're dreaming, but to receive unexpectedly something that is so much better than what you thought you were dreaming of. That's the purpose to keep dreaming, not to control the outcome, but to open yourself to an alignment with real, true miracles. That's the beauty of dreaming.
Interesting. So you got a lot going on. What's the favorite one of your products that you have?
The favorite by far is Empower-Me app. It's empowerme.love. It's my favorite because I use it daily. I use most of our products. All of them were created because I needed help and couldn't find it elsewhere. So I'm like, okay, fine. Here goes another thing.
Why not, right?
No, why not? I mean, so Empower-Me app is phenomenal. It serves you in a way that no other product that I know of is capable of. And I'm just very proud of it and love it.
Okay, is it Empower Me or Empower-Me?
Empower-Me, but this site is absolutely correct. Empowerme.love. It takes you to Empower-Me app.
Okay, good. So we're gonna have to try and check that one out after the show. And so, okay, now I'm gonna get myself in trouble here, because so how does all of this tie in with the current political and economic cycles?
Thanks heaven it doesn't. It is there to resolve them, not to be tied in them. It is there to free people, not to be, following to the slaughter. I'm a person that works with freedom. I grew up in the Soviet Union. I grew up in a place where there was no external freedom. And the joy of that, and I'll repeat, the joy of that was that very early on I understood that internally I'm untouchable, that I can think, believe, and feel anything I choose to. And that is true freedom, because when you vibrate at that confidence, things literally fall apart, break apart. The Soviet Union fell apart. I take full credit for it. It's my desire for freedom. And so, you know what? But jokes aside, I think the current political climate is the sign of a breakthrough. I teach on quantum leap, right? Mygifoffer.com, the 50 beliefs is the concept of quantum leap. What is quantum leap? When things are breaking apart, it is because it is time to break through. There is no other way. It is not gorgeous in the middle of this surgery. It looks like murder. We're in the middle of a surgery on freedom in this gorgeous country I chose to call my home because I know what freedom is. I know what internally freedom is. And if I have to, by golly, I hope I won't to, I will die fighting for it. I'd rather live for it and through it, however. And so this is political climate. Things are shaking. Things are breaking apart. They're breaking apart to break through into the next level, I believe, of freedom. So very different take on it.
That's pretty amazing when you really think of it, because you come at, I mean, we all come at things from a different perspective, but I think, and I would submit that your perspective is a lot deeper because you've experienced, we take a lot of our freedoms for granted. And when you've come from a different society, culture, you get a different vantage point to take a look and say, some of these guys are a bunch of jerks. They don't realize what they're asking for, or what they're praising in some senses.
Well, let me give you my definition, my unsolicited definition of freedom. You're free to quote the genius. I'm just cracking up. I laugh at myself all the time, so it's really fun.
It's great.
I grew up in a totalitarian society, which has meant what? You had no rights, you just had duties, okay? And then when I came to the US, almost 30 years ago, there was a balance of rights and duties, and that was freedom to me. Freedom to me is a delicate yet sustainable balance of one's duties and rights. And what's happening right now is that we're confusing freedom with anarchy, where we all want to have rights and zero duties.
Wow.
So I believe the pendulum is swinging, and I'm watching it swing, but it is a pendulum. And I do believe that this powerful land will swing back to, here's the thing, I'm very open about all my views because there's nothing to hide ever in a free country. I tell people, I am true pro-choice. People are like, what do you mean? Well, I am true pro-choice. I believe if you choose to have sex, that's a choice, and pregnancy or not pregnancy is a consequence. As a woman, if I'm raped, I did not choose for it. So my point of choice starts with to keep the fetus or not. But if as a woman, I chose to participate willingly, then the consequence is, unfortunately, either a disease or fortunately, pregnancy. That is the consequence. The problem is that when we continue turning consequences into choices, that is the beginning of eroding of freedom.
That's pretty powerful stuff. And I really appreciate it because you're bringing a whole perspective that a lot of people don't get. And I mention it quite frequently in our broadcast that I couldn't do and say a lot of the things I do and say on our program if I was in a different country and we didn't have the freedoms we have. So, and I love the idea that you're talking about that. Is it freedom or anarchy? And we seem to be heading more and more toward anarchy. So hopefully the only question I have though is, when you talk about a pendulum, sometimes when they swing too far one way, they swing too far the other way. And sometimes we really need to get into that balance. So hopefully we'll find that balance sometime soon. But I really appreciate you coming on. Josh, give us that link again as well. It's
mygifoffer.com.
And so you have empowerme.love, and then you've got the other one that you have is
mygifoffer.com for the quantum leap. That one is free and super powerful as a beginning of quantum leaping your life.
Beautiful. Mygifoffer.com. is great as well. So go in there, get the ebook, the 50 things, read them, study them, and if you want more information, reach out to Victoria Rader. I'm sure that she can help you and become the best you that you can be.